Hello and all, welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one we're talking Ilia Topuria and his remarks on Conor McGregor. Very interesting, coming from featherweight champion, directed towards a previous featherweight champion, previous lightweight champion, and still perhaps the biggest UFC star. Conor McGregor. We're going to talk about the comments of Ilia. Before getting started, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Ilia Topuria thinks that Conor McGregor did not stay true to the same things that propelled him to superstardom. Very difficult to disagree, but it's been said before, all truths are but half-truths. What does this mean? I believe there are many contributing factors to athletes, right? It happens a lot with athletes, or that's at least what it seems like, because their lives are at display at all times. I'm sure it happens with all people that gain significant amount of money after perhaps being brought up with very little. So having everything after not having anything it's a shock, perhaps, for an individual, and it perhaps makes the person change in ways that weren't necessarily intended, and the results sometimes are not as needed or wanted. In this case, I don't think Conor McGregor ever intended for his career to be in the place that it's at right now. I think Conor's hopes initially was to perhaps keep fighting. I think if you were to ask Conor McGregor at, let's say, about 25, if what would you be doing at the age of 35, he would probably say fighting. He would probably say he would have imagined himself being like the champion of the welterweight division at that time, or even the lightweight division still. But like I said, money, fame, and everything that comes with that, and not having characters around you that can ground you, is also one of the things that contribute to the demise of many. Really, Conor McGregor is just a great example, because his whole life is on pure display, for us to analyze. And we're not here on this channel, we're not analyzing the life of Conor McGregor, or anybody else for that matter. That's not what we do here. We're talking about the effect of a lifestyle, that lifestyle that's had on Conor McGregor's career, and obviously Ilia Topuria's comments on that. And but it's very true. It's very true. Yeah, perhaps he lacked, the discipline, the motivation, the drive that he once had. But there are reasons. There are reasons for that. And he probably still has the hunger, right, to achieve something, but perhaps lacks the motivation, to fight, or it seems like the Conor McGregor's past is catching up to him now. I mean, the guy, every time you look on his Instagram, he's always sparring. He's always in the gym working out. So you would imagine that he has the desire to fight. It's just that, decisions that he made 3, 4, 5 years ago are catching up to him today. And, perhaps keeping him away from competing. Obviously, he's dealt with the injury, and you really can't blame that on him, allegedly, prior to the second Poirier fight, they knew about the fracture, but they still decided to go in there and ended up snapping his leg. So that wasn't really up to him. I think he has the hunger, he had the drive. He came back in there. It didn't look so good. It did not look so good against Poirier. Poirier was just dominant, in the two fights. But, it's a host of things, giving somebody everything when they didn't have anything, and then fame, right? And then all the distractions that come with the two, money and fame, and then not having a person around you that's able to ground you, who you respect enough. I just don't think Conor McGregor, with all respect, I don't think there's anybody around him that he kind of looks up to. Who would Conor McGregor actually look up to and listen to? It's very difficult. This guy is, his ego, it's been his friend and his enemy thus far. It's the very same thing that propelled him to astronomical heights. And I don't mean to sound like, a pessimist here, but it's the same thing that's led him to the place that he's in right now. His ego and not being able to control that, right? And some things were out of his control, right? Like, snapping his shin. So, yes, Ilia is, partially right. He didn't stay true to the things that made him the superstar that he is, but that's not the whole story. There's details. And I have a feeling that we haven't seen the last of Conor. I'm not saying that he would recapture tremendous heights, but I just feel like he will compete again. Will it be in the UFC? As of now, if I'm not mistaken, he's still a UFC fighter, so there's nothing stopping that from happening late this year or early 26. Who knows? If you made it this far, appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more.